Look at your hands. They are about to murder your most expensive spring bulbs. It is April and May, the season of mass floral graves, and you are leading the execution. You rush to the garden center, dropped a fortune on lilies, gladioli, and dahlias. Now you are rushing to shove them into the freezing dirt because some outdated gardening magazine told you it is time. You think you are planting a beautiful summer garden? You are digging a mass grave. Wake up! Your lazy automated habit. You complain that the bulbs were bad. You blame the nursery. You blame the weather. Stop lying to yourself. You are the one assassinating your plants before they even sprout. Today, I am going to rip apart everything you thought you knew about planting spring bulbs. I will show you the ugly truth hidden under the soil. If you are easily offended by your own mistakes, click away now. But if you want your neighbors to choke on their jealousy when your dahlias grow the size of dinner plates, you will shut up, listen, and do exactly as I say. Let's start with your first massive failure: store-bought chemical fungicides. You dump toxic pink and blue powders all over your bulbs, thinking it is a magic shield against rot. That overpriced garbage is destroying the bulb's natural immunity. You are burning the delicate basal root plate before the plant even has a chance to anchor itself in the soil. When you use those heavy chemicals, you kill the beneficial soil microbes. You sterilize the earth around the bulb. You create a dead zone, and in a dead zone, only pathogens survive. And what do you do next? You dig a hole in wet, freezing April clay. The calendar says it is spring, but the ground is 50 degrees below the surface. You throw the bulb in and cover it. You just placed a living organism into a cold, wet tomb. Gladioli and dahlias are not polar bears. They are tropical natives. They despise cold, stagnant water. They will rot in days. Stop being a blind consumer and start being a biologist. Let's look at exactly what happens underground when you make these idiotic mistakes. The science of your failure is simple. When a bulb hits soil that is below 55 degrees Fahrenheit, its growth hormones shut down. It freezes in a state of suspended animation. It cannot push out roots. It sits there, paralyzed. But do you know what doesn't stop growing in cold, wet soil? Fusarium, Botrytis, Penicillium, the microscopic assassins. While your bulb is paralyzed, these fungi are having a feast. They penetrate the basal plate. They travel up the vascular system. By the time you wonder why your lily hasn't sprouted in May, the inside of the bulb is pure, foul-smelling liquid sludge. Another massive error? Planting with the dry husks fully intact. You leave thick, leathery, infected scales on the bulb. Those scales trap moisture right against the flesh, creating a perfect incubator for rot. Thrips and mites hibernate right under those dry skins. You are literally planting Trojan horses into your garden. You are burying the enemy directly next to the heart of the plant. When the sun finally warms the soil, those pests wake up. They start sucking the sap from the emerging shoot. Your plant comes up yellow, twisted, and deformed, and you blame the soil. Enough excuses. It is time for the aggressive solution. This is the exact, hardcore protocol you must follow right now if you want a massive harvest of blooms. Throw away your rulebook. Step 1. Throw your calendar in the trash. The date does not matter. The only thing that matters is the soil temperature. Buy a soil thermometer. Plunge it 6 inches deep. If that thermometer does not read at least 55 degrees Fahrenheit, you do not plant. Period. Keep those bulbs in a dry, ventilated box. Let the sun do its job first. Step 2. Strip them naked. Take your gladioli and gently peel off the top layers of dry, brown husk. Stop when you see the firm, shiny, fleshy core. If you see a black spot, a sunken lesion, or signs of mold, do not ignore it. Take a sterile blade, wiped with alcohol, and carve that rot out like a surgeon. Do not leave a single trace of infection. You must cut down to the clean, healthy tissue. Then, dab the fresh wound with ordinary brilliant green or crushed wood ash to cauterize it. Step 3. The hardcore soak. Throw out the expensive chemicals. Go to the pharmacy, buy a bottle of 3% hydrogen peroxide. It costs pennies, and it obliterates pathogens on contact. Mix 2 tablespoons of hydrogen peroxide into 1 liter of water. Drop your naked, prepared bulbs into this solution. Watch it carefully. You will see tiny bubbles forming instantly. That is the peroxide destroying fungal spores, killing hidden mites, and oxygenating the plant tissue. It is a violent, cleansing reaction that saves lives. Leave them in there for exactly 20 minutes. No more, no less. You are shocking the bulb into action, waking up its immune system without poisoning the root plate. Step 4. The sand armor. You are not going to just throw this sanitized bulb into the raw dirt. That is a rookie mistake. You must build a drainage cushion. Dig your hole to the correct depth, usually 3 times the height of the bulb, but stop before you plant. Take coarse river sand, not playground sand, not clay. Coarse, sharp sand. Pour a 1-inch layer of this sand right at the bottom of the hole. This is your insurance policy. This guarantees that water will never pool directly against the basal plate. Set the bulb firmly on top of the sand cushion. Do not push it in violently. You will crush the delicate root nodules. Just let it rest on its dry throne. Now take a handful of dry wood ash, sprinkle it directly over the bulb. Ash is a natural fungicide and packed with potassium. It will armor the bulb against any remaining soil rot. Finally, cover the bulb with your compost-enriched topsoil. Do not pack it down like you are cementing a fence post. Leave the soil loose and aerated. The roots need oxygen to breathe. Do not water it immediately if the soil is already damp. I repeat, put the watering can down. The bulb has enough stored energy. Excess water right now will only invite the rot back. Wait for the sprout. When you see that thick, powerful green spike break the surface of the soil, then, and only then, do you begin your watering and feeding regime. This is what happens when you stop acting blindly. The roots hit the sand. They drain perfectly. The hydrogen peroxide kickstarts the immunity. The ash defends the fortress. Within weeks, your dahlias will develop stalks as thick as tree branches. Your lilies will multiply underneath the earth instead of melting into nothingness. You will not need stakes to hold them up because the root system is finally anchoring the plant the way nature intended. They will be absolute monsters of the garden. So make your choice right now. Are you going to continue digging expensive graves in cold April mud? Throwing your hard-earned money into the garbage? Are you going to keep enriching the chemical companies by buying useless fungicides that do nothing but poison your soil and weaken your bulbs? Or are you going to use your brain, measure the temperature, strip the husks, soak in peroxide, and build the sand armor? The choice is entirely yours. If you follow this hardcore guide, I promise you buckets of blooms. You will have to literally hack your way through the giant flowers in your yard. It will be an absolute jungle. You want the brutal truth about how to force your garden to produce? Stop whining about the weather and start taking aggressive action. Do it today. Save your bulbs. And if you are tired of the cute gardening myths that kill your plants, hit that subscribe button right now. We only deal in results here.